Hello, my friends. My name is Cheryl Spengler, and this podcast explores the question, what does Northern Virginia have to offer me? What do I do if my house is in foreclosure? I wanted to do this podcast because I think there's a lot of misinformation out there. Plus, I think it's very challenging to get a straight answer from attorneys, some of them. Plus, I think there's a bunch of attorneys that really can't help you. And I don't think consumers really understand or know where to go, what to do, and what their rights are. This podcast is about your rights. You are a consumer. You pay taxes. Even if you're delinquent, you have rights. Even if you somehow haven't paid your mortgage payment or your homeowner association dues, you still have rights. And I think that we forget that. I think that consumers forget that. You live in the state of Virginia. You have rights. So what do you do if your home is in foreclosure? First of all, your home may be in foreclosure right now and you may not know it because you are burying your head in the sand. Trust me, I know this very well. And you're ignoring your mail, your email, your phone. You don't answer your phone. I'm just like, does this sound familiar? You don't open anything that you get from the mail because you're like, just another bill. Well, you need to open your mail because one of those is a notice that you're going to be foreclosed on, a notice you may in 90 days be foreclosed on. It may be a notice giving you time to make payments, small payments, so you don't get foreclosed on. I will tell you that and I'm not an attorney, I'm not an accountant, I am simply a real estate professional with experience. I do work with those who know what they're doing. And in the description of this podcast, I'm going to list an attorney that if you think for a second you are in foreclosure or have received a notice for your home, then you need to contact this person because he can help. So what do? You think you may have gotten a notice, you don't know where the mail is, you're not sure. First thing is, open every single piece of mail that you've ever received. Go through it. The piles of bills, go through it. If this doesn't apply to you, then turn this podcast off. If it does, we're going to keep moving. So, the fastest way to get foreclosed on is to be living in a home where there is a homeowner association. Because most of the time the HOA, the homeowner association, is paid outside of your mortgage payment. So your mortgage payment includes your principal, your interest, your taxes, your insurance, but not necessarily your homeowner association payment. So if you have not paid that separately, that they have the right to foreclose on you even faster than your mortgage company, your loan company, the people who gave you a loan to buy the home, actually foreclose on you in a longer period of time than a homeowner association. So number one, ask yourself, am I in a homeowner association? Because in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and sometimes they give you a little bit of a leadway, they can literally come to your house. When I say they, I mean a homeowner association, when you're late, will hire an attorney, which most likely that attorney will work for the commissioner, for the state commissioner, and they will go and change your locks. Now, at that moment, you will not be in foreclosure, but they still have the right to go mandate and get a court order to change your locks and sell your house. If you're in an HOA, you need to go open up every single piece of mail and double check that you have not been threatened with a court order or threatened by your homeowner association that they are going to foreclose on you or change your locks or sell your house. Because you say, well, I haven't received a notice that I'm being foreclosed on. It doesn't matter. When it comes to the homeowner association, they have a lot of rights. They have the right to kick you out of your house, change your locks, and sell your house. So there's kind of two things going on right now. And one is, are you late on your mortgage? The other is, are you current on your mortgage, but late on your HOA docs? I'm sorry, not docs, but you're late on your HOA payment. I mean, that's probably the most important thing you could get out of this podcast. And the other thing is, what do you do? Well, whether it is the homeowner association, who, by the way, they have hired their own attorney to basically take the house from you, yes, they can send you a notice that tells you you have 15 days to get out of your house or they're going to change your locks and sell it. And if you don't, then all your stuff left in your house will just be hauled off. Your locks will be changed, and you and your family will be out. So my suggestion is that if you think you're late and you're not sure, just going to any general attorney probably is not going to solve your problem, because you need someone who can take actual action to stop another attorney who represents an HOA, who represents your mortgage company. You need to be able to stop them immediately. And by doing that, you probably need to speak to a bankruptcy attorney. And I don't know that people think they have rights. Even though you're late, even though you might have made a lot of mistakes, even though you might have made bad decisions, which in the future, in months from now, in days from now, you can literally correct, you still have a right to deal with and sell or manage the money you have and the home you live in properly. And the way to do that is to get right now to contact a bankruptcy attorney so you can at least find out your rights. And they're really the only ones who have a higher authority than the Commissioner of Revenue of the state you live in. The bankruptcy court overrules the state commissioner. And that is probably another important thing to know, because you feel lost, you don't know what to do, and everyone's probably giving you one advice or another, or maybe you're not telling anyone because you're just embarrassed. I think that if people even if you're getting nonstop letters from your mortgage company telling you that they are going to modify your home and they're going to just push all the things that you're late on over to the end of the mortgage, that doesn't happen that easy. They increase your mortgage, they take it a lump sum, they add a bunch of fees on, they push it to the end of the mortgage, they consider that either a second mortgage, which is all your lates, or they just make a monster new loan that you now own with an increased payment. Well, if you can't make a $1,500 payment and you go to modify your house to fix financial situations, and they modify it by pushing all your late payments to the end of the mortgage and then telling you your new payment is $2,200, how are you going to make that? Do not fall into the trap of a modification that is perceived to be a good thing if you cannot make more of a monthly payment than you make right now. If you make a monthly payment right now and you go to modify your home, they will push all the late payments to the end of the mortgage, and then they will basically come back and say, now your new payment is $700 more. Well, how are you going to make that? So this is just like a cycle that is being pushed on homeowners to try to make more money out of it. There's a lot of fees associated. There's a lot of incremental attorney fees and processing fees and trustee fees and things that the lender will tack on in order to do the modification. You don't really know an itemized number of every single fee. You just know, oh, I'm late, they're going to push it to the end, yay! And then you come up with this new modification loan. Well, sometimes, even if that does work out for you, sometimes you're still being shown as being late every single month by the mortgage company, because unless you really, really analyze and check your credit report every day, you may do a modification and you still may show lates every single month after the modification. And you're like, wait a minute, I modified. Here's my new payment. I'm making those new payments. And you're still showing lates because that's something that happens. This is a trend that is happening. You have to be aware. You have to not hide. Do not bury head in sand. Do not put all mail in a box. Do not shut your email off. Clean out your email box. Be able to receive email with attachments. Like, they will try to contact you, and you will have a period of time that you can do something. And if it comes to the very end, like literally you have a foreclosure on your home on Monday, you can still stop it by going to a bankruptcy attorney. And I'm not going to go into all that. Maybe on another podcast, I will interview one. I will absolutely do that. But for now, all I would like people to know is that they have rights. And the rights do not include the only option of coming up with a $60, $50, $100, or even $10,000 back due money to go get your home out of foreclosure. You have other rights. Know that. And so you should go speak to someone. I just hope that someone hears this who is struggling with what to do and they at least have a person to reach out to. If you live in the state of Virginia, specifically north of Richmond, please look at the details in the description of this podcast for a name of a person that can help you stop the foreclosure and set everything straight. I will see you guys in the next podcast. If you have something to share, our listeners, product or service, or you would like to be a guest on the show, reach out to me at lifeinnorthernvirginia.com. See you next time.